Hello people. It seems like I have to make another video about Stranger Things, especially because part 2 has been released for season 5 and oh my god, it's bad. Oh my god, I hate it so much. I hate it. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's so blatantly bad that I find it hard to even create some coherent sentences because I'm so upset about it. Okay, thank you, camera, for not focusing. Now, where do I start? Oh my god, there's so much I want to say. There's just absolutely so much. First of all, the dialogue in this season is just out of this, out of, out of the fucking world. Everything in this season feels so expository. So, regardless of what's happening, regardless of the fact that you can puzzle stuff together, it does not matter whatsoever because the Duffer Brothers decided that making a final season, especially the second part, they decided that making it in a way in which the viewer is a 5-year-old who has to be explained everything makes me so angry. So I am so mad about it because not only is the badly paced action combined with some horrendous fucking dialogue, it's also presented in such a way in which you can figure it out on your own as well, but a lot of things aren't explained, and then things that are blatantly obvious are explained. And there are so many plot points that feel useless. Even the characters. I feel like I feel like the series has been dragged on for so long that not even they know what they wanted to do with the ending of the series, which shows a lot here. Especially with the last episode. Like, holy shit, there's so much I need to talk about. We got 3 episodes in the second part, and every single one of them has a big flaw. The biggest being that the pacing sucks. It feels dragged out, okay? I feel like nothing should have went down the way it did. I feel like everything could have been done in like 2 episodes up until this point, and I have watched 7 episodes of it so far, which is very funny because nothing is happening. Like, yes, of course there are things happening on the screen because you can see them, but it doesn't actually feel like there is anything interesting going on, you know? Which kind of makes me sad because I was really hoping that. I mean, this wasn't one of my favorite series ever because it's an okay series. It's okay up until like the middle or the end of season 4, but season 5 just puts the cherry on the shit pile of a cake that this whole thing is. Vecna doesn't feel like a villain because in this season we are basically looking at his real persona. I mean, Henry, and Henry just basically became a pedophile, and that's the center theme of the entire fucking season. Suddenly, Elle is being put behind the lines, okay, and the Duffer Brothers were like, okay, Will, come on in, we want you, okay, you're gonna be our superstar. And of course, because you probably have seen the first part of the season up until this point, so I am free to talk about it. I'm gonna talk about both parts because I don't fucking care. So Veer has powers now. Okay, powers that are very similar to Eleven's. Eleven had to spend a lot of time practicing with those powers in order to use them effectively. Apparently, Veer can just do that like that. Why? I don't know. Maybe because he's gay. Also, speaking of the fact that he's gay, there was a coming out scene at the end of episode 7. Oh my god, did that scene last long? It went on for more than 5 minutes. I had enough. So much of that scene. Why was that important? Why? It's also funny because at some point, Vecna possessed Will. Will survive, haha. He possessed Will and kind of held him captive. But he also showed Will some very scary images that we didn't see. We only saw a few of them, and it was more so about Will trying to communicate with Max, who by the way came back, of course, because I'm gonna talk about it. And by the end of episode 7, Will finally confesses to his mother that he saw a lot of scary things because of Vecna. Because Vecna scared him. with his powers. And then we find out that the scary thing about it all was that Vecna basically forced Via to come out of the closet. What? The whole plot point of that entire scene and the whole fucking being shown scary images part was just that, mom, Vecna showed some very scary things to me. Okay, they were horrifying. They shook me to my core. Okay, I almost shit bricks because of them. And then it turns out that it was just Vecna showing Via that if he won't come out, people will hate him for it. I'm so angry about this. It was also stupid because everyone was being geared up. Okay, everyone was gearing up. Everyone was getting ready to go to the Upside Down, and we just decided that coming out was the best thing he could do. Which doesn't matter if they die, of course, which they very well could. But they won't actually. You know why they won't die? The end of Via's gay story. Because it doesn't fucking matter at all. Nobody has died this entire season, okay? Which is very funny because not only have we seen Demogorgons and Demodogs, because they were also back as well, attack a lot of military personnel without ease, without anything going on, okay? They were open to going after them. But when it came to our main cast, somehow they just had plot armor so fucking thick, like this wall next to me, and they just weren't attacked. Like, at all. There was even a scene in which Nancy and Jonathan were basically going to be submerged by this goo. And they were close to dying, okay? It was a very emotional moment. It was a cute moment. They were talking to each other about their relationship. They broke up, by the way. But they were talking about their relationship and how things haven't been working, even though they love each other. And then it all ends by the goo not submerging them, but it just solidifies. From what? For what reason did that solidify? This wasn't explained. There was no hints at it. There was nothing. It just solidified. That's it. Which made me so angry because that didn't feel realistic at all. Obviously, it's not gonna be realistic because it's a sci-fi series, but I don't care. Make it just focus a bit more on the details, okay? Instead of the dialogue that goes on for too long. Like, the entirety of this season feels like it was like 30 or 40% longer than it should have been. By this point, we should be seeing the end, okay? If the last episode is not filled with complete action, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Oh yeah, also remember the very unpopular character that Eleven was hanging out with? Called Kelly. You know, the punk girl. Notoriously being one of the worst rated episodes of the show. Well, yeah, she's back. Why? We don't know. She's just there. Suspiciously. She's like there, on every corner. Am I gonna do something? Maybe. 11. This is bad. We shouldn't do this. 11, please. 11. 11. 11. And she's just there to fuck up the plot. She's gonna do something in the last episode that's gonna fuck something up, and then the people will be like, no, how could you do this to us? We only met you half an hour ago and we trusted you. How could you do this to us? Losing my marbles over here. What else? Apparently, Mike's dad is not even being mentioned, even though he was flung over the entire room the first part of this season by a fucking Demogorgon. But don't worry, because Mike's mother is perfectly capable of not only talking, but walking and setting off a trap that kills 3 Demodogs. Demodogs, by the way, you know, the little dogs, the one that ate Dustin's cat in season 2. Just a bit more grown. Yep, here's a funny thing. Apparently, Lucas is strong enough to not only carry Max's dead body weight up to an elevator, but also successfully kick away a Demodog. A creature who had no issue running through bullets of the military personnel. Okay, they were straight up shooting at them and nothing happened to them. But the moment Lucas just decided to give it a nice little, this is Sparta, everything was fine. Okay, nothing. And then there was an invisible barrier stopping a Demodog from entering an elevator for no apparent reason. And they also were blind. And no, not blind, they were deaf. The Demodogs were deaf. Because there was a scene right after this elevator scene where they were hiding, but oh my god, but Kate Bush's Running Up the Hill was playing, which I am so fucking tired of, okay? I hate that music. It wasn't good even the first time around. Everyone who tells me that it was good was because you were hyped about fucking Stranger Things. It wasn't anything special, okay? There, finally somebody says it, okay? I don't care. And then, you know, the whole the scene where Max and Lucas are reunited, that's a really nice scene, okay? It's really nice because it's finally explained that, okay, it wasn't the music that helped Max, because Max finally realized that it was actually Lucas all this time who helped her get through everything bad. Which I really loved. I honestly felt like that scene was very personal and that it was amazingly done. But everything else about this season is just shit. Also, Holly is basically set up as some very important character, but I'm either very stupid or up until this point, she didn't do much. She genuinely didn't do much, and honestly, I can't care for her anymore. It doesn't matter what happens to her. Yeah, also there's a third world, by the way, above Upside Down, because Vecna has to stay there instead of being in the Upside Down, because he just has to be a little prick. There was a scene where Holly just basically was dropped down, I don't know how many fucking miles from the sky, which is funny because she gets stopped by Vecna at some point before hitting the ground. If Vecna hadn't stopped her, she would have straight up died. Okay? She would have straight up plopped to the ground and went pancake. Went pancake mode completely. Which is very fun. Which is just very funny to me. Also, there was. I just simply hate it. I hate the 5th season, okay? The 5th season sucks, okay? There's nothing about it. The entire dialogue and the actual is expository as shit. Everything is paced in such a stupid way that just makes no sense. A lot of characters get screen time that makes no sense yet again, which I have already explained. Scenes are way too long. The dialogue is way too long. Like, come on, cut it up. Also, they said that this season took a long time because of the editing. I have not seen worse editing in this series up until now. Like, the editing is horrible, okay? I'm gonna be honest. The editing feels like shit. The scenes are spliced together in such a bad way that I was even surprised a few times as to why we jump from point A to point B. The way the camera goes onto some characters is stupid. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they managed to write this. Also, there was one more thing that I liked was the reconciliation between Dustin and Harrington. The fuck is his name? Steve, yes. So, okay, that I did like, because they kind of got into this feud between each other, and towards the end they reconciled, which was nice to see. However, beside that and the reunion between Max and Lucas, I feel like almost everything else was just done in such a shitty way. Also, Millie Bobby Brown got some interesting plastic surgery done on her. Like, her upper lip does not move. And I was just looking at every single scene that had her in it and her face up close, and I saw that something was wrong about it. Okay? I couldn't quite point my finger on it, but then I rewatched some stuff afterwards, and then I realized that, oh, So that's what it is. There's no expression on her face, okay? Not with the mouth, nothing. It feels like the character is like basically dead inside. She's just like me. Except the fact that my eyes can convey a lot of fucking emotion. Like, look, I'm disappointed. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. That's it. That's my review of the second part. Watch it if you want, but hear me out. If the last part, I mean, not the last. Thank you, Discord. Not the last part, but if the very last episode will be shit, this series will go down as one of this will get a Game of Thrones treatment, because I did watch that as well this year finally. Holy shit, did they fuck up the last season there as well? And I'm kind of getting the same vibes here. Like, I'm bored while watching it, okay? It feels boring. I don't know. It's just bad overall. But maybe you will like it. I'm not gonna judge, but it sucks. So take that with a grain of salt, okay? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm definitely gonna make a video about the last episode as well, so keep looking forward to that. But oh my god, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe or leave a like or tell me in the comments how you feel. Bye.